Netflix drops serious cash shipping this rare electric Porsche Taycan to the Red Notice set. We're talking about a $250,000 car flown halfway across the world for one chase scene. The lighting crew spent hours getting it perfect. Stunt coordinators mapped out every turn. Cameras worth more than your house were rolling. But here's what Netflix forgot to check. Does their 260-pound leading man actually fit in the car? Spoiler alert, he doesn't. To you, this is a funny blooper. To a studio executive watching millions burn in real time, this is a complete disaster. Production shut down, script rewritten on the spot, budget blown to pieces. All because Dwayne Johnson is literally too big for the movie they wrote. We're told The Rock is the ultimate professional, the hardest worker in the room, the guy who shows up early and stays late. But when you actually watch the outtakes, you see something completely different. The truth is, Dwayne Johnson isn't just an actor you hire. He's a force of nature you build your entire production around. And as recent leaks from his $250 million Amazon movie prove, that force comes with a price tag that would make your accountant cry. Look, I'm not here to trash The Rock. The guy's a legend. But there's a massive difference between being a movie star and being ungovernable. Most actors adapt to the studio system. They show up when called, say the lines as written, and go home. The Rock, he forces the entire studio system to bend around him. In this video, we're not just laughing at funny clips. We're breaking down the 3 ways Dwayne Johnson completely hijacks his own productions. First, financial chaos, the millions lost to his process. Second, psychological dominance, how he breaks co-stars for sport. Third, creative hostility, how he rewrites entire franchises to feed his ego. By the end, you'll understand why studios both love and fear him, and why his latest scandal might be finally the breaking point. Let's start with the money, because in Hollywood, everything comes down to money. The Wrap dropped a bombshell report about The Rock's behavior on the set of Red 1, his $250 million Christmas movie for Amazon. According to multiple sources, his chronic lateness cost the production over $50 million in delays. $50 million. Let's break down exactly how you lose $50 million just by being late. A major blockbuster set like Red 1 burns roughly $250,000 to $350,000 per day just to exist. You have 200 crew members on the clock, union rates, overtime, catering. You have equipment rentals. You have location fees. When The Rock is 7 hours late, that money doesn't pause. It burns. The lighting crew is standing there. The camera ops are standing there. They can't shoot without him. If he does this for 10 days, that's $3 million gone. If he does it for the whole shoot, that's how you get a $50 million hole in your budget. It's not an accident, it's a tax the studio pays for his ego. But here's the kicker. This isn't new. Industry insiders have been whispering about Rock time for years. Show up 2 hours late, that's just Tuesday. Need to pee in a water bottle because you can't leave your trailer? Totally normal.
And yes, the water bottle thing is real. Multiple reports confirm that The Rock regularly pees in bottles during filming because he doesn't want to break his workout routine or leave his trailer. His team then has to dispose of these bottles. Imagine being the PA whose job is literally handling The Rock's piss. Now let's go back to that Porsche. You think Netflix just randomly picked that car? Hell no! Product placement deals, insurance policies, shipping logistics, we're talking about a 6-figure operation minimum. The car had to be transported, insured, and integrated into the action sequence. But nobody, and I mean nobody, thought check leading man could actually fit inside. Why? Because when you're The Rock, you assume the world fits around you. You don't check if you fit in the car. You expect them to find a bigger car, or write a different scene, or just deal with it. This is what ungovernable looks like. It's not malicious. It's not even intentional. It's just a complete inability to work within normal constraints. The Porsche incident alone probably cost Netflix $200,000 in delays, reshoots, and script changes. The Red 1 delays? $50 million. And these are just the stories we know about. Here's the thing studios won't admit. They budget for rock chaos now. They literally build rock delays into their schedules. They hire extra crew. They book longer shooting periods. They prepare for the inevitable moment when their leading man decides the script doesn't work for him. Because losing The Rock would cost them even more. But the money is just the beginning. The real story is how The Rock uses these bloopers as psychological warfare. Watch any behind-the-scenes footage. Notice how he's always the loosest guy in the room while everyone else is trying to work. That's not accident, that's strategy. Take Kevin Hart. These two have made millions together, and their chemistry is undeniable. But watch how The Rock treats him on set. The spider pranks in Central Intelligence weren't scripted. The Rock brought fake spiders specifically to mess with Hart's phobias. Hart is trying to deliver his lines, he's in character, he's working, and The Rock just destroys the take for fun. Now, Hart laughs it off because he's a professional and they're friends, but imagine being a lesser-known actor. Imagine trying to build your career while your co-star is actively sabotaging your scenes for his own amusement. Emily Blunt experienced this firsthand during Jungle Cruise. There's this scene where her character is supposed to be dealing with the curse, very serious, emotional moment. Blunt is giving it everything she's got, and The Rock just starts making faces at her. Watch her face. She's torn between laughing and being annoyed. She knows she needs to get the scene right, but The Rock has decided this moment should be fun instead of serious. He's not following the script, he's not respecting the director's vision, he's imposing his own energy on every single scene. Then there's the ludicrous incident from Fast and Furious 6, the big-ass forehead line that made everyone spit take, completely improvised. The Rock just decided to roast his co-star in the middle of a take. Ludacris had no idea it was coming. He's trying to stay in character, and suddenly he's being roasted by The Rock. The line was so good it made the final cut, but think about what that means. The Rock decided what was funny. Not the writer, not the director, him. This is psychological dominance disguised as fun. He's establishing that he controls the energy of every scene. If he wants it to be funny, it's funny. If he wants the tension gets broken. And Gary part, it works. The chemistry is real. The laughs are genuine. Audiences love it. But imagine being the director who spent months planning these scenes only to watch your leading man rewrite them in real time.
If The Rock dominates the set, what makes you think he listens to the script? The Black Adam situation is the perfect example. Originally, Black Adam was supposed to be the villain in the Shazam movie. One movie, two characters, classic hero-villain dynamic. But The Rock called DC and said no. Not let me think about it, not can we discuss this, just no. He demanded two separate movies. He wanted Black Adam to be an anti-hero, not a villain. He wanted his own franchise, not a supporting role. But the ultimate proof of his creative hostility was the Henry Cavill cameo. The head of DC Films, Walter Hamada, explicitly said no to bringing Superman back. He had other plans. Most actors would stop there. The boss said no. The Rock didn't stop. He went over the studio head's head. He literally went to the Warner Brothers Pictures CEOs, DeLuca and Abdi, and forced the cameo through behind Hamada's back. He thought he was bigger than the studio. He thought he could personally reshape the DC universe just by willing it into existence. And when Black Adam flopped, that power move backfired. He didn't just lose a movie, he lost his seat at the table. DC gave him what he wanted. Shazam got made without its main villain, Black Adam got his own movie, and both films underperformed because the story got split in half. This is what happens when ungovernable goes wrong. The Rock got his way,
but the overall franchise suffered. Then there's the Vin Diesel situation. The Fast and Furious franchise was Vin's baby. He produced it, starred in it, controlled it. Until The Rock showed up. The Rock didn't just disagree with Vin privately, he took it to Instagram. He called out his co-stars publicly, specifically targeting candy-ass behavior. Everyone knew he meant Vin. This feud wasn't just about Instagram posts, it was literally written into their contracts. The Wall Street Journal revealed that Johnson, Diesel, and Statham all had an equal pain clause. This is one of the most insane demands in Hollywood history. Then Diesel had his sister on set counting the number of punches he took to ensure he didn't look weaker than The Rock. The Rock had producers watching the fight choreography to ensure he landed as many hits as he took. Think about that. They weren't fighting for the story, they were fighting for their brand. The Rock refused to lose a fictional fight because his tough guy image was worth more to him than the script. This wasn't a blooper. This wasn't fun behind-the-scenes content. This was a public mutiny against the franchise's leader. And it worked. The Rock got his spin-off movie. Hobbs & Shaw made hundreds of millions of dollars. He forced the studio to give him his own franchise just to keep him happy. Meanwhile, Vin lost control of his own creation. The Rock didn't just leave Fast and Furious, he conquered it, took what he wanted, and moved on. Here's what's really wild about all this. The Rock we see in interviews is completely different than the Rock in the Outtakes. Public Rock is all smiles and gratitude. He thanks everyone. He's humble. He talks about hard work and respect. Outtake Rock? He's making pulling out jokes during Jungle Cruise. He's dropping F-bombs every other sentence. He's making crude comments that would get any normal person fired. Watch Emily Blunt's face during some of these moments. She's trying to be professional, but you can see her thinking, did he really just say that? He breaks props worth thousands of dollars and just laughs. He shows up hours late and acts like it's no big deal. He completely ignores the script and expects everyone to adapt. But put him in front of a camera for an interview, and suddenly he's the most grateful, hardworking guy in Hollywood. The suit and tie Rock is just another character he plays. It's the version that sells tequila and workout gear. It's the brand. The real Rock is the guy in the Outtakes. The guy who can't fit in the Porsche but laughs about it anyway. The guy who shows up late because he knows they'll wait. The guy who rewrites scenes because he feels like it. And honestly, the real Rock is way more interesting. So let's recap. Dwayne Johnson costs studios millions in delays. He breaks expensive equipment. He ignores scripts. He psychologically dominates his co-stars. He rewrites entire franchises to suit his ego. And he's the biggest movie star on the planet. Here's the thing nobody wants to admit. Hollywood needs the chaos. Movies have become too safe, too corporate, too predictable. Scripts are written by committees. Every line is focus grouped. Every moment is calculated. The Rock brings something you can't manufacture, genuine unpredictability. When he breaks Emily Blunt during a serious scene, that's real chemistry. When he roasts Ludacris, that's real friendship. When he can't fit in the Porsche, that's real comedy. We share these moments because they feel authentic in a world of artificial entertainment. But here's the question that's keeping studio executives awake at night. Is it worth $50 million? This is why the leaks are happening now. 10 years ago, when The Rock was printing money with Jumanji and Fast 5, studios happily paid the chaos tax. They ignored the water bottles. They ignored the lateness. But look at the scoreboard today. Black Adam, flop. Jungle Cruise, underperformed. Skyscraper, forgettable. The Red One leak is a message from the industry. We are done paying for your chaos. The moment you stop making billions, you stop being The Rock and start being a liability. And right now, Dwayne Johnson is looking expensive. Meanwhile, audiences are getting tired of the same formula. Younger actors are hungry for their shot, and studios are realizing they might not need to tolerate the chaos anymore. The Rock is 51 years old. He can't do this forever. And when the box office numbers start dropping, studios get a lot less patient with $50 million delays. So is Dwayne Johnson ungovernable? Absolutely. Is that his greatest strength or his biggest weakness? That depends on whether you're buying a ticket or writing the check. What do you think? Is The Rock's chaos worth the cost, or has his ego gotten too big for Hollywood? Drop your take in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the psychology behind Hollywood's biggest stars, hit that subscribe button. Because trust me, this is just the beginning.